everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are all well. In today's video, I wanted to revisit some of my past haul videos and talk to you guys about some of the best and worst items that I've purchased over the last 6 months, shall we say. Give and take a little bit, but I would say from late last year to now. About 2 months ago, I did a video where I talked about some of my worst style purchases that I featured in hauls. And today is more or less the same, but I kind of wanted to cover both best and worst. One of my favorite purchases over the last few months is this Faithful dress. I've been really enjoying Faithful the brand dresses for the last maybe 3 or 4 years for a very long time. But I do feel like, especially in the last year or two, they've definitely gotten a lot better. And they've started using more cotton material, a lot more linen blends as well, which is super nice to see because previously they always used 100% rayon. And it was a nice rayon, but I just do think that the materials as well as their styles have just gotten better in the last year or two. I think the silhouette of this dress is amazing, which is why it's one of my favorites. I definitely need to mention that with the waistline, I did get a little bit taken in because this dress runs a bit large and I found that it needed to be probably a size smaller to fit me perfectly. So I brought it to the tailor and got the waist taken in. But if you're a size A or a size small and above, then you probably won't need to get this tailored. You can simply go down a size. This is just one of those classic summer dresses that I reached for a lot last season here in Australia, and something that I would definitely recommend if you're going into warmer weather. This dress has a lining on the inside of the skirt. It's a really soft cotton material, and then it's got a more crisp cotton poplin on the outside. The next dress I have is from & Stories, and this is a very typical type of silhouette that I like to reach for in the summer. Australian summers can be quite hot, and this type of voluminous shaped dress I think is just super comfortable and breezy to wear. This is a dress from & Stories that I really wanted to share with you guys, but before I even had a chance, it was pretty much sold out. I personally managed to get a lot of wear from this dress and I had a little bit of a photo shoot in this dress, and I wore some like orangey red earrings, had red nails, and I really loved the red orange color with the blue. I think these complementary colors just look so beautiful together, and I was obsessed with that look. Another reason why I love this is that it's a no-brainer piece. So in the summertime when it's super hot and I don't know what to wear, I can just throw this on, wear it with some simple accessories that I like, and be done with the outfit. My next favorite is quite a new purchase, and I only showed it probably 2 weeks ago in a recent haul video, but I had to include it because it's one of the best items I've come across in a long time. It's this little midi skirt from & Stories, and it's in a navy color with a white floral print on it. It's got cute little buttons down the front and then a little bit of a split as well. There are very few midi skirts I think are just perfect when it comes to the length, the fabric, the silhouette, and this is one of them. I think the price point for this is also quite fair. In the month that I've had it, I think that I've worn this skirt at least 10 if not 12 times. It's constantly what I've been wearing. I'm super happy that the skirt just matches with everything, and any type of plain blouse or plain knit, it will probably go well with this midi skirt. This skirt is just what I hope all my style purchases are like. Things I can just grab and go, can wear with pretty much anything in my wardrobe, and this kind of just fits seamlessly into my wardrobe, where almost everything that I tend to normally wear would work with this skirt. It's something that I can see myself wear for a very long time. It's also something that I can't really see myself decluttering, so hopefully this will get many years of wear. Next up, we're going to go to a couple of accessories, and these are a couple of things that I feel have real functionality in my wardrobe and really elevate my entire style and things that I reach for all the time. So first up, we have this tote bag, and I don't think I've actually mentioned this tote bag in a video. It's something that's a bit more practical for me and not something that I usually kind of style in my videos. This is a tote bag that I purchased pre-loved on Vestiaire Collective. This tote bag is from the brand Farah Lepage, and it's their daily battle tote in the size 41. It is absolutely huge if you can see it, but it's a really functional bag for my lifestyle. I go on a lot of shoots where I bring maybe 4 or 5 outfit changes, have it in my bag, and this bag just fits everything. This bag fits as much as a small suitcase, and I really like the functionality that it has. The reason why I was so sure about getting something secondhand is that I know I don't baby my totes at all. I wanted something that was stylish, something that was hard wearing, and something that wasn't going to be too upset if there were some marks on the bottom or some marks here and there. So I'm just going to show you this tote kind of up close. It's empty right now, so it's quite shapeless. It is absolutely huge. Usually I'll have it kind of behind me because there's a lot of stuff in my bag. The reason why I decided I wanted a Farrah Lepage tote is because I really like this monogram print. For me, it's very pretty. I don't see this print very often either, so it doesn't feel like, you know, I see it all the time. A couple more things. This bag is very functional because it's got adjustable straps. You can kind of make it a bit longer, a bit shorter according to your shape. It's a very light bag because it is like a coated canvas kind of material. Very spacious, but you've also got the choice of getting it in the smaller size. I think there's probably about 4 sizes or so to choose from. I don't currently have a tote bag in my collection, so this is a very welcome, very practical addition. Next up, I wanted to talk about the De Francis Spirit Boots. It might seem odd to talk about this with so many of you guys going into the summer, but for anyone like me who is heading into winter, I think that the De Francis boots are an amazing purchase. I think this shoe has just elevated so many different outfits. I absolutely love the masculine touch that it brings to some of my more feminine outfits. This is quite a pricey shoe, which is probably why I waited so many years to purchase it. But having purchased it now, I have to say, I do think that you can see the quality. It's such a soft leather material. I feel like it's going to last for many, many years. And not to mention, it just makes so many of my outfits that little bit more elevated. I don't have that many pairs of shoes. You guys will probably see in my lookbooks I wear the same couple of shoes all the time. But this has got to be one of my best shoe purchases that I've made in a long time. Another best purchase from my past haul videos is this blue cardigan. I guess this is the best purchase because it's something that really surprised me. There are some purchases that I'm not 100% sure about, but I think they could really work. And this is one of those where I wasn't sure if this color or this shape was going to be right for me, but it kind of just worked really well with my other wardrobe pieces. I think it comes down to both the color as well as the shape of it that makes this work in my wardrobe. This isn't the brightest blue, but it's got a real vibrancy to the color, which I really like. The shape of it is quite unique in my wardrobe. I don't have anything as cropped as this, and it just means sometimes when I don't want to reach for, you know, oversized knit, I can kind of reach for this one, which still shows off the waistline and works really, really well over skirts and dresses. You guys have probably seen how often I wear this and how often I feature this in my styling videos, but I just think that end of a story's knitwear in general is quite good, and this is no exception. I've worn it quite consistently over a few months. It's definitely got some good wear, and you can see that there's not a lot of pilling, there's not a lot of bobbling, and that for me is another reason why it gets a big tick. Next item I have to kind of move in closer to share with you, but it is this necklace I'm wearing. This is what it looks like. I'm specifically referring to the pearl. I have a set in a rose gold, but you can definitely choose gold or silver. And I think that this is just a very elegant little necklace. This pearl charm is something that I've been wearing pretty consistently over the last few months. I think that this combination of a thin chain and a pearl pendant is just very timeless. It's something that my mum has, something that I like to wear. It's something that I think I see a lot of, and it always has a brightening effect on the face. A really beautiful combination that I think doesn't really date, and you can wear it now, you can wear it, you know, in 10 years, and I don't think it will ever feel out of style or dated or anything like that. My one is from Monica Vinader. The chain is from Mejuri. This is probably the jewelry combination I've been reaching for most in the last few months, and thought I'll quickly mention it in the video. My very last favorite is another item that is on the newer side, but I've managed to wear it quite a few times. I've washed it a few times now, just to test whether, you know, it'll wash well, and it has. And it's just a pant that I've been super pleased with. I think that it's quite easy to find a top that you like, but for me to find a pair of trousers that I love is not an easy job. These have just come out of the wash, so excuse the fact that it's got a couple of, you know, wrinkles. But for me, this is just a really soft material. It's very opaque, as I said in my haul video. After washing it, I feel that it washes really well, so not a lot of complications there. I just threw it into the machine. Didn't have to hand wash or anything like that. and it turned out perfectly fine. Someone asked me in my last video what the length was like, so I tend to wear it cuffed up, but you can basically uncuff it and it'll look something like this. When you see it on me, I have it cuffed twice, which is why it's a little bit shorter, but I like that, you know, you've got a little bit of flexibility there. For those of you who like lighter trousers, you know that it can be a challenge finding a lighter trouser that isn't see-through, and this is the most opaque pair of cream colored trousers that I have ever come across. It's also a really nice shape through the leg. It's not too wide, and I feel like wide-legged pants are having their moments, but at the same time it's nice sometimes to just have something that is a little bit more tailored looking, a little bit more flattering, and this is just like the perfect shape through the leg as well. Definitely a winner. I'm gonna move on to the worst category and talk about some of the purchases that maybe didn't quite hit the mark over the last few months. It's not to say any of these are terrible or I necessarily even regret them, but they just didn't quite hit the standard that some of the best purchases were at. So I'm going to talk about that now, and the very first item I actually already returned. It was a purchase I made and I kept for an entire week. I tried it on with every single one of my outfits and then kind of decided to return it because it wasn't perfect. I'm talking about the Saint Laurent Lulu puffer bag in the small size. And I chose it out in black with silver hardware, which is a weird combination for me, but actually I quite liked it, and that wasn't the reason why I returned it. I returned it because of two reasons. The first one is that I just wasn't sure. The reason why I wasn't sure is that it has the YSL logo on it, it's got the chain straps. It feels like a very luxe handbag, and I just feel that it doesn't really necessarily suit my style or the kind of outfits that I like. I do have a YSL bag in my collection, and as much as I absolutely adore this Kate bag, I never feel as good about my outfit when I have this on as I do when I have something like this bag, which is the Acne Masubi bag. It's a little bit more subtle, it feels a bit more tasteful. This feels a bit more elegant and luxe. And I would just say of the two bags, this is much more my style than something like this. So I was thinking the YSL was going to be the same situation. I tried on with all my outfits every single day. I actually liked all the outfits, but ultimately I just felt like I should wait for something that came around that was a little bit more timeless, a bit more me, than investing in the YSL. Another thing about Saint Laurent bags that a lot of petite ladies may know is that the chain strap is quite long, so it kind of hung below my hip. There are definitely ways you can go around it. I've seen kind of all different type of tricks, but at the end of the day, I just don't think I loved it enough. And it was probably a good thing because not long after that, I did purchase this little bag. This is the Nano Build Bag, and it's the second smallest in the collection. They recently released one that's even smaller. And what I really like about this bag is that it's quite a functional bag in that it actually holds a lot more than what you might think. So if you look on the side, it's got quite a big base, and because of that you can fit all your essentials very, very comfortably. Two very different bags, but I'm super glad I passed on that one and decided to go for this instead because this just feels so much more versatile in comparison. If you guys are interested in a review of this bag, let me know and I'll definitely be happy to do that after I wear it for a little bit longer. This is one of the worst items that I think I featured in a haul video, and it's not that it's terrible, it's a very nice blouse from a very nice brand. The reason why this is a worst is simply that I haven't styled it in as many ways as I have hoped. For me, this looks good with very specific things, and it's not one of those pieces that you can kind of mix and match with your entire wardrobe. Obviously with the colour, I knew I wasn't going to match it with everything, but I had hoped that it would work with certain things a little bit better. For some reason, when I wear this with any kind of dark colours, I don't think that the pairing's right. And when I wear it white, because I've only got, you know, white trousers, white jeans, it does feel a bit limiting. I would just say it's not one of my best purchases that I've shown in my haul videos. Next up is something that is very surprising to myself even. It's a navy slip dress, and I wear my black ones so often that I thought I couldn't go wrong with navy. For me, navy is just not the same. I'm always talking about how navy is a great neutral, a great alternative to wearing black, but the navy slip dress for me just hasn't worked out, and it's partially because I had a navy school uniform. I can't unsee the school uniform in this. I only really like wearing this by itself, maybe with some sandals. I think it's super cute. But when I try to layer it, as I do my black one, I feel like the outfits do not look as chic compared to the black. This is a purchase I definitely didn't need to make. I'm so happy with my black one. I don't think I needed a navy one. I think that had I even gotten it in like another color, like a red or a green, or something that's a bit more different, it would have worked out nicely. But navy being so close to black, I just think I always will prefer the black. And my very last item to talk about is this Marge skirt. And it almost pains me to talk about this skirt because it's such a favorite of mine when it comes to the style of it. I purchased it secondhand. I always like to talk about it because I got it for a fraction of the original price. Especially considering this is a new season item, I just managed to get it for so much cheaper in near perfect condition. But I think the quality is shocking. If I paid the full price amount, which I think is something crazy like $300 US or like 400 something Australian dollars, I would have been just so incredibly disappointed because it doesn't feel like it's worth it. You guys might know there are definitely pieces I splurge on in my wardrobe, but I feel like I can see the quality, and if I can't see the quality, I can see something in the design that makes me feel it's worth it. And this is neither here nor there. The design, while I love, is nothing spectacular. It's just a floral print. It's got 2 splits on the leg, which is super flattering, but doesn't justify the price. But what I'm really not happy with is that there are just very like subtle things that tell me this isn't something that's well made and doesn't even compete with some high street things. If we look at the waistband of the skirt, it does feel quite messy, where you don't have a clean fold of where the inside versus the outside ends and begins. Does that make sense? So what happens is that I personally need to go iron a very straight line for this inside piece of fabric to not kind of come up and have it appear on the outside. Okay, you probably can't see well, but there is definitely some seams that are starting to come a bit loose. The sewing on the skirt I just feel like has been done quite roughly. And the same thing can be said about the bottom of the skirt, where it actually keeps on undoing itself. So I actually sewed up this seam, I believe. Maybe not this one, maybe this is a bit too neat. But I definitely sewed up one of the seams because it was just kind of falling apart. So what happened was this seam had completely undone itself and it was kind of just drooping under the skirt. So I had to re-sew that as well. I'm also just going to quickly show you the fabric around the zip. It does look like it's wearing away. And just got so many little like imperfections everywhere. This honestly just doesn't seem like a skirt that should be priced at this amount because the quality really isn't there. Marge and Sandro, these 2 brands, I am very careful when it comes to purchasing anything from them because oftentimes the quality is just not quite there. I really enjoy doing these videos because it gives me a chance to give you an update after having worn the clothing for a couple of months. If you guys enjoyed the video today, I would love for you to hit the like button down below. It's super helpful for small content creators like myself. If you enjoyed this video and you're interested in seeing more content, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button for weekly fashion videos. Thank you for spending your time with me this week, and I will see you soon. Bye!